What's up, backyard people? The weather is cooling off, it's fall, maybe winter, and we want to enjoy our backyards, whether it's for the holidays or just as weather is enjoyable, regardless of when you're actually watching this. There's three things, and there are others, but here are three things that I recommend you do in the backyard. Maybe it's your front, but for most of us, it's the back, certainly before midwinter, so that you can enjoy that outdoor space a lot more. Now, number one is a little bit counterintuitive, but it's the one you need to do the earliest, okay? And that's kind of prepare for the mud. Prepare for a wetter, colder, often messier season. Depending on where you live, there may be different varieties of grass that can help you seasonally combat the mud or the uncovered soil. So in my area in Dallas-Fort Worth and generally the South, winter ryegrass gets that done. So late spring, I always wait till earlier mid-fall. In my area, I do that in early October. We throw down on a few acres about 100 pounds of winter annual ryegrass. Now, perennial rye that comes back every year doesn't do as well in our area, but if it does in your area, then you don't have to do this every year. You just check it. In our area, we do annual winter ryegrass, and so we throw down rye seed in early to mid-October when the evening temperatures are still high enough that those seeds will germinate. So after summer for sure, but before it's freezing at night, definitely, you get this ryegrass down or whatever grass works in the colder months in your area so that you don't end up with a bunch of mud puddles when it's wet. So when you and the kids go out and enjoy the backyard, you're not bringing mud in the house, on the patio, on the deck, in the garage, or whatever that looks like. So as boring as that might sound, that's going to open up access or keep open access to your entire yard outdoor living area. A lot of people, even in traditional lots, the backyard's okay, even if the grass is dead, but it's the side yards or the high traffic transitional areas between the gates, back by the garage or the barn or the greenhouse that end up being really worn and end up getting muddy. And so the areas you use the most become the least accessible or the most problematic. Get you some late fall, winter grass. In our area, we use annual rye. Get it down early enough in the winter or late enough mid-fall after summer before too cold so you can access all those areas. By the way, it looks gorgeous and it's really great to walk barefoot on. So if you're in the DFW southern areas, that annual ryegrass is really, really great. So that's number one, is deal with the mud, keep it accessible, and make it really easy, fun to walk on barefoot. Number two, let's make sure we can see. Let's think about lighting because it gets dark a lot earlier, unless somehow by the time you're listening to this, we have abolished the standard time and stayed on daylight savings. But if we still have standard time, depending on where you live, which coast, it's getting dark much earlier. So it's enjoyable weather-wise to get out and use the yard more, but it's dark earlier. So let's think about lighting. There's a lot of things you can do online in the sub $300 range to get some really transportable, mobile, battery-operated, long-lasting light. You can put that out in the back, whether it's around a playground, a volleyball net, a fishing spot, a sports field, pickleball court, basketball court, tetherball, foursquare, whatever it is. You can get some light. But you're going to want to have ordered that, prepped that, charged it, gotten the bulbs, all that stuff. If not, you may be thinking about installing some permanent landscape lighting, which can be done very affordably if you want to go buy it yourself at one of the big box stores and put it out. By the way, outdoor lighting is a true legitimate value increaser for your property. If you do it yourself, you're talking under a couple $100 at a big box store. You put that stuff out, it's going to last 8 or 10 years or more and increase the value of your property. Expand the usable space, look better in photos. Guests are going to love it. Light up the pathways, light up the play areas, light up the social areas, light up the grilling areas, and really, really enjoy that. Now, it may be just checking the bulbs on your outdoor flood lamps, on your patio lights. It might be installing one or two more, or it might be true landscape lighting in the walkways, in the flower beds, up in the trees, which is prettier, adds more value, lasts longer, depending on how early you're prepping to get that fall winter usage out of your big backyard or your outdoor space. The more significant you may want to invest in this. It may just be checking bulbs, checking lines. It may be installing. It may be adding to what you've previously installed, hanging some lights over a pergola or a patio or a play area or walkways, water features, all those kind of things. And then 3, it's the fire pit. Maybe installing one could be as simple as digging a shallow hole, putting some rocks or bricks around it, maybe pavers. Or 2, just cleaning up the one you've got and making it more useful. So that might be removing some ash from last year. It might be digging a little bit deeper. It might be building it up a little bit higher. It might be widening it. It might be putting benches or chairs or Adirondacks around it. It might be cutting some wood, buying some wood, having it delivered so that you can use that all season. It might be adding some elements to it, like a swivel grill grate so you can grill over it. It might be getting some s'mores materials together, some long poles or sticks so you can use it more. It might be creating some drainage. It might be digging a little trench or putting in a pipe so that when that fills with water, it drains out so that you can use it even after a short rain. So there's a lot you can do there. There's a lot of cool things you can buy or build or just manually figure out as far as grills, lighting, drainage, s'mores tools, seating, access. You might want to raise those sides so you can fill that with more wood. You might want to lower the sides so more of that heat radiates out and you can enjoy it. You might want to create a pathway to the fire pit. You might want to move it to a more useful place. We talk about zones in big backyards, and the fire pit really does belong in zone 1 or 2 up by the house, so you'll enjoy it more. But for some people, zone 1 is a little too close for the size of fire pit they want, or they want to burn raw wood openly in bigger burn piles. That could be a zone 2 or even a zone 3 deal, that it's still close enough to use a lot, but far enough to do what you want to do, burn, whether it's trash or brush or things like that, and be able to go big enough, not too close to the house. So you still have a safe option. You might want to add a water spout or a fire extinguisher in that area. You might want to get some fire starting stuff, but those are 3 really easy, potential low cost investments of time, energy, and dollars to really enjoy the backyard more with your family, by yourself, with guests, with friends throughout the fall and winter and early spring, and by the way, year round. But specifically for the fall and winter months, let's make sure that it's not too muddy out there. Let's make sure that we have lighting because it's getting dark earlier. And let's make sure we can enjoy the fire pit for warmth, for beauty, for cooking, and just for the nostalgia of it. Now, as you think about the holiday season, there may be some other things like holiday lights, outdoor trees, decorations, traditions and experiments, food things, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you'll take this and enjoy it. Check out the rest of our channel on other ways to enjoy your outdoor spaces, your big backyard, your home on land, whether it's through the winter months, the holidays, or year round. Enjoy that. Like this, share it with somebody if it's helpful. Subscribe to the channel. We'll keep giving you more great content. I'll talk to you on the next one.